As you can see, there's just too much going on. It's not really what I'm looking for at all. I don't even like it as an image. Hello, welcome back to another video. I'm in Canon Wood in Kirriemuir, Angus in Scotland, and I am hoping to do a bit of fine art photography. That's my plan. Whether it works out like that is a different story. The colours in here, brown, the rusty brown leaves on the trees in contrast with the greens on the floor really are looking quite decent, so I'm hoping to get something. Don't know what, it's kind of off the cuff this, but the sun's disappeared as well, so it's been a beautiful sunny day all day until I decide to come out, which is the usual. So I have my Canon 5D Mark III with me, I have my 50mm prime lens, and I have a 28 to 135 Canon lens as well. So that's the gear I'm going to use today. Here's hoping that we'll get something decent. I'm sure we will at some point. Might be a bit hard today because it has dulled up a bit, but you never know. So it's a walk in the woods, see what we can get. Canon Woods, Kirriemuir, and I think we'll just crack on. Yeah, behind me is looking good, so I'll turn around and let you see that, but we'll walk in a wee bit further I think, and then we'll see what we can get. So come on then, let's go. So this is what I was looking at when I was doing my intro. You can see the contrast in colours, the really rich rusty brown colours and the nice bright green colours that are still kicking about. So the only thing is everything's looking a bit flat. But I'm sure we'll find something. Now maybe a standalone tree with green around it, that would probably be the ideal thing with the nice rusty brown leaves on it. That'll be what I'm kind of looking for. Something to match the beard. So, you never know. We'll try our best. Right, I think I have found my first image of the trip. If not the only image, but what I have got here is, if I can show you, I'll put you about there. And now you can see, hopefully there's a path running off to the left there and a path running off to the right, and I've got this stump as a foreground element, and then I've got the big fallen tree behind there as another element, and then in between the brown and the green I have this really rusty looking bush colour, the leaf colour, that's kind of matching my chin, which is what I was looking for. And I think if I set up back here, shooting through there, we'll see what we can get. It's a bit dull. I think it might work. So I've got my 50mm lens on, which is a lens I really enjoy using. It complements this camera well, and it's got an aperture of 1.4, which is really good for getting a wee bit more detail into your pictures, a bit more of a an effect, if you know what I mean. It's one of the best tools that I think that you can use. It's one of the best settings that I think you can use on your camera. It really does help just sculpt the picture into what you're wanting. It just takes a wee bit of trial and error to get to the picture that you're wanting, because every time you change the aperture and the effect, it just pops other ideas into your head, and which is a good thing, but it just makes me personally take a wee bit longer in taking my images, because I like to jump through a couple of settings just to see what I can get, which is what you kind of do anyway, and as a general rule. But it's a really good lens, and with the Canon 5D Mark III, it's really good as well. Yeah, a really good quality picture out of it. So I'm going to use my tripod to start off with, but whether I stick with that or not is a different story. But we'll see. Really quite dark, but am I getting the effect that I want? I don't know. I'm going to maybe hit to move you guys back a wee bit to maybe somewhere about there. Make sure you can still see what I'm up to. It's not very fine art, this one. It just kind of jump out of me, but we'll see. There's maybe just too much going on. So the picture I had in my head on the tripod, I don't think I'm going to get. So what I'm going to do is take it off the tripod and go closer. It just seems to be too much going on in that area for me to be so far back in this image to get my foreground element. So I'm thinking if I go closer to try and get that stump closer to the bottom edge of the picture, it might be a bit better. Right, so as you seen earlier, I had it set up on the tripod, but I was so far away because I'm using my 50mm lens, which is the lens I'm wanting to use for this image. There was too much going on. There's too much negative image for what I'm looking for, because I'm wanting to use this as my foreground. So I'm going to freehand, and I'm just going to work around back and forward, side to side on this stump and see what I can get. Might work, might not. It's all a bit of trial and error, but I think there might be something in it. Yeah, a wee bit more difficult this picture than what I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be awkward, but I didn't think it would be this awkward. Right, I'll let you see this. It's a perfect example of kind of what you see, what you visualise straight away, and what your brain starts telling you might look like a perfect picture. It really is too much going on. I did say at the start of the video I was looking for more of a fine art kind of look, but this kind of jumped out at me, and I took an image of it, but I'm not liking it. There's just too much going on. There's not really a similarity to it, if you know what I mean. It's not as if I was looking for a symmetrical kind of mirror image at each side, using that as my middle point. But with the contrasting colours, I thought it'd be a bit better, but it's looking a wee bit too much. I'll let you see what I've got on my camera there. As you can see, there's just too much going on. It's not really what I'm looking for at all. I don't even like it as an image. But that's kind of what you've got to do. You see something that jumps out on you, take the picture, see what like. If you didn't like it, then fair enough. Move on to the next one. But right beside this, there's a standalone tree with the really golden colours I was looking for, the ones that match my chin. And I think I'm going to go for that. And I don't really have to move very far for it. because it is this bush here, that one, and I think that this might be a really decent image. So I've been working at this image. I've moved my tripod left or right. I've went closer to it. I have came further back. I've actually went behind you guys as well from the vantage point that you guys are at. The rain started, but I think I have a good image. I mean, it's really dull in here just now and it is raining, and it might be a way to cut my video short, which is a bit frustrating, but if I can get this one image right, which I think I have gotten it, because it's so dark and because that colour stands out so much with the background, I think that the image is going to work not too bad. And I think the cloudiness is actually going to help. Don't get me wrong, a nice bit of sunshine coming in would have been beneficial and probably would have been perfect just to light up the leaves a wee bit more. But the way this is looking on my camera just now is quite decent. So I'm at an aperture of 1.8, I'm at 1/60th of a second, and I am at an ISO 100. And what I've also done is I have put the picture just off to the left hand side of the image. I put the tree just off the left hand side of the image, which I don't like things in the middle, and it's just a pernickety thing that I do. I don't like things bang in the middle. I've never really done it, and it's, I suppose in the right situation it might be beneficial, but I always try and knock stuff off centre. I don't know why I do it, I just seem to do it. In this picture, on this picture, because the tree, I've got the tree to the left hand side of the picture, and you can see the trees kind of kinking to the left, I think it really adds a nice effect. And I don't know, it just looks good, it just looks nice. And I think if this picture turns out really good and it doesn't turn out to be rubbish, I'll let you see it. What I've also done there is I have taken another image at 125 of a second, and just to darken it down a bit, because you can always bring it up in Lightroom and your post-processing, Photoshop and that, but it's just given me another option to make it stand out a bit more to the background. And whether I want to change it to like black and white, whether that'll work in this scenario, I don't really know, but we'll give it a whirl anyway. So there'll be two images. I might show you both of them. I'll show you the 125th of a second, and I'll show you the 160th of a second, and we can have a look at the differences and see what kind of image I can get out of it in post-processing. But I'm hoping that this rain doesn't get any heavier, and we'll have a wander into the woods just a wee bit more, see what we can get. Okay. Nearies. Right guys, well, we're looking for another image to capture. I would like to say a big thank you to my new subscribers. Really appreciate it. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I really appreciate it that you like my videos, because a wee bit of effort goes into making them, and a bit of time, and finding the free time just now, because I used to pop out a video quite often, but finding the free time just now is a bit hard. So I'm trying my best, and if you're following my journey, my photography journey, and I say a big thank you to you all. So thank you very much, and I really do appreciate it. And mind, hit the like button as well, that helps, and leave a comment, interact. I always like replying to messages, so I look forward to seeing some of them. Now let's see if we can find another image of these ginger bushes. Something to match my chin. That's another thing, my beard I decided to grow my beard a wee bit longer now. I kind of like it. Don't think the wife likes it that much, but no kissing that hairy face. You'll kiss it, woman. Well, aye. So, yeah, so I kind of like that. It's a wee bit new growth and keeps my chin warm. What we're going to do, where we're going to go, we'll crack on a wee bit further down into the woods and see what we can get. Aye. Yeah, I kind of like the look of this. It's just different to everything that's in the background. There's a possibility this could be a good image, especially with the path running down the middle, which I'll have offset. It won't be bang in the middle, but that tree just stands out quite nicely compared to all the dark greens and the browns and the sticky trees in the background. And this one looks like it's in full flourish, but obviously it's not with the time of year. But the colours of the leaves match my chin. And that's the kind of set out that we were looking for. Well, I was looking for, wasn't it? I was kind of setting myself out for looking for a match of the chin. But this video isn't about my beard, it's about photography. Although I do like my beard, I just mentioned that a wee bit more. I like the growth of it. I might cut that bit out because we'll stop talking about the beard and we'll talk about the tree. So I think I'm going to set up here. I'm going to take the image of this tree with the background of the path disappearing into like nothing, which is, it's making me, it's like a lonely kind of feel to the image. I don't know if you are getting that yourselves as you're looking at the image, at the tree, but it looks lonely, and with the path with nobody on it just adds that loneliness effect of just being out in the middle of the woods with nothing around you. And that's what's kind of going through my head when I'm thinking about this image. And we'll give it a whirl. As I said before, it is quite dull, but the colours on that trees, the way that the leaves twist and turn on each branch, you get a dark brown and you get the light golden brown, which I really do like. And I like the way the tree stump sits at the bottom, and the kind of the root of the tree kind of pulls you towards the path, which is also something that will help your eye connect with the picture, and it will help your eye lead on to the path from the lonely tree down the lonely path. It kind of makes sense in my head. If it makes sense in your head, let me know in the comments below. But I think we'll set up here, definitely. Right, so the heavens have kind of opened, so it's getting a bit wet. My camera's getting wet and my lens is getting wet, and I'm not too sure how waterproof my lens is. But now there was about 20 people came past there. So now I've got a bit of time. I've been mucking about with the image, and I have changed my lens. I've got my 28 to 135 on, and I'm sitting about just over 100mm. But that's letting me get the tree stumps and everything in the image, and it's looking really decent. Now I've put my ISO up because it is quite dull today. I put it up to 200. I'm shooting at 1/15th of a second, that's why I've got my tripod out, and I am also at 7.1 of an aperture, and all those settings combined with the trail of the trees, trail of the path, plus the trees, plus the colours, it is looking really decent. I am just going to change no, I think I'll stick it there. So hopefully this is a decent image, and you know the story behind it, you know what I'm trying to look for, and I'm going to take maybe a couple more. I'm going to take one further back just to get a wee bit more of the path in front of these stumps. And I am also, I might do this just now, I'm going to go down lower. The only thing I don't like about going down a wee bit lower is well, it's giving me a wee bit of foreground element further just to get a wee bit more of that in. If I bring these around a bit to about here. So now that I've went down, I've got a couple of stumps in front of me. The only thing about the stumps is that there is a couple of twigs kind of sticking up out of them, which I don't really like, but I don't want to remove them either because they're there anyway. I don't want to be taking stuff away. So, quite liking that. So I've moved it to about 70mm, but I'm going to go and zoom right in. And I'm going to pop it up just a wee bit. Not too much, because I don't want too much of the sky showing. And once I've done that, obviously, I'm going to have to reposition here, which changes everything again. A lot of work to go into one wee image. But I'm quite excited about this image, to be fair. I'm quite looking forward to the final product. Yeah, quite like that. That's 1/8 of a second, 7.1 with 200 ISO, and I'm sitting at just shy of 100mm, so probably about 95, 90mm, and I like it. So I've came another couple of meters closer, so I've already been really close, and now I went further away to get a different kind of feel to the picture. But now I've came a bit closer, I'm kind of cutting out all these wee stumps here, and I'm just losing a bit of light though. It is getting dull, but I really want this image to work. This is going to be the last image of the video. I really want it to just show what I'm trying to tell you, the story of the image. Now, the one thing, I really love this camera, it's a brilliant camera, but the one thing I do not like about it is because it's, even the Mark IV doesn't have it, it's a oscillating screen, a screen that pops out and you can move it about to get low down and stuff like that. So it really makes you have to look into the book, the Camera Sutra, to get all these different kind of movements and everything. The Camera Sutra. That would probably be a book, didn't that? I think that would kick off if I made a book called the Camera Sutra. With all these different positions that you have to get because you don't have an oscillating screen. But anyway, we'll stop speaking shite. So the wind's picking up. Time to go home, I think. Hopefully this picture works out good, and if it does, I will show it, and hope you guys will like it. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment, interact, and I hope you enjoy these images. And I hope to see you again in the next video. So that's been Canon Wood in Kirriemuir in Angus in Scotland. Kirriemuir being the home of Peter Pan. There's a fact that you might want to know if you're not from this area. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for joining me. See you later.